Okay, welcome back. This segment's going to be quite short. Basically, I just want to show you how I sand it. One thing I probably should point out at this point, I'm using a solid one piece of timber, in this case a piece of hewn pine. Clocks can be made from all sorts of materials, including timbers that are butt jointed together. Basically anything you can think of you can turn a clock out of. The only thing I would say, if you're not using a solid one piece timber type clock base, make sure before you start turning it that you glue the whole thing to a piece of 3-ply or craft wood, something of that nature to hold it all together, because when you put the expanding jaws onto it, outward pressure, all those joints that you've created will have outward pressure on them, or the simple spinning of the lathe will create a centrifugal force or a centripetal force that will throw the pieces out at you. So by gluing them to a back plate, you'll find it all stays together. It's only a piece of 3-ply or craft wood, very thin, less than 5 mil, 3 mil in fact. It'll do the job. But the sanding, I started at 80 grade. I've now worked my way down. This is 400 grade. If I was going to do any decoration on the thing, like burning a couple of rings on it or just cutting a couple of rings into it, I would do it now. However, this is a piece of hewn pine. It is a beautiful timber in its own right. I am going to leave it very plain. The only decoration will in fact be the clock hands and the clock numbers when we put those together. To sand it, I usually just use a sanding block, because this is a relatively flat surface and I want to get a relatively flat surface out of it. And it's just run it backwards and forwards, round the corner. The back, if you want to do a little bit, but don't press too hard on the back. You don't want to push it off the jaws. And that should just about be it. So, yep, that's just about it. All it needs now is a couple of coats of Estopol, and I'll show you how I put the whole clock together a bit later on. Thank you. See you soon.